Hey everybody, welcome to Professor DiMaggio's Gaming. We're going to be looking at a viewer request today for the punish counter roll and how to get that and how to take advantage of it. It's a very specific situation for Rashid with a punish, and so a lot of people don't know how to get this. It happens pretty infrequently, so we're going to jump into it. Here's a couple examples from some of my recent matches where I get one of these punish counter rolls and what I go and do after it. So you can see this one's against an Alex. And I end up getting it right here. That's the roll right there, right? And then the punish on it. So yeah, that would be one example. Here's another Alex. Similar thing. These are all connecting on a heavy eagle spike, as you can see. And what's the specific situation under which a heavy eagle spike connection would give you that roll you're seeing right here that would allow you to do more damage? That's what we're going to be looking at in this video. So first and foremost, I would say, it's not enough even if you're doing a charge shot, to connect on a heavy eagle spike in order to get the punish counter roll. As you can see here, no actual punish counter there. And as you can see here with Jury, this is her level 1 if she whiffed on it. It's not even enough to get a punish counter with a charge shot. On her, so I cartwheeled in between the second and third part of her super. That's not even enough to do the charge shot into the heavy eagle spike to get the punish counter here. So you can see it is a punish counter, but you don't get the roll. So why is that? Well, the reason why that is because you can't hit them with a hit before you hit them with the heavy eagle spike. So you need to hit them with an enhanced heavy eagle spike, but the eagle spike has to be the first hit in the sequence in order to get the punish counter roll. So you can see here, I'm just got the training dummy on, doing random grabs in the air, and you do it enough of them, you'll get lucky enough to actually hit them with one of them like this, where you hit them while they're throwing the throw out there, and then you get the punish counter, and then you do actually get the roll. So it has to be not only hitting them as a punish counter, but it has to be hitting them with a punish counter enhanced with the eagle spike, where the actual eagle spike is the first hit. So you've probably seen this in, I remember Vesper Arcade had a Rashid guide when Rashid first came out where he said, look at these crazy combos you could do in the corner. Now these are extremely exotic, very rare combos, so it really wasn't much of a guide, to be perfectly honest, although I like his guides most of the time. But you would see this kind of stuff in his guide where it's like, oh, hit him with the heavy eagle spike on punish counter, and then you can like bust a level 2 if you've got him in the corner. And then you can go into while they're rolling, like an EX spike, and do another EX spike, and then the tornado hits them, and you hit them with another spike, and then you do like an EX mixer, and more damage, EX sky high, maybe a level 1. Oh, look at that. Look at that damage, up to like almost 70% damage. Yeah, that would be like a dream combo, but this sequence is like extremely rare to actually happen. I would not count on, if you're playing matches, being able to catch something like this in the corner, have a level 2, and execute and be able to get all of that kind of damage. I'm going to show you some more simple, realistic scenarios where I think it's more likely for you to actually get the punish counter roll on heavy eagle spike as your first hit and how to take advantage of it. Okay, so I think first and foremost, the most likely scenario you're going to find is getting it on accident. Like, you didn't intend to do it. It just happened fortuitously for you and conveniently. Like, you had somebody that just likes to push buttons, right? And you were doing a charge shot, and you were going to go into something like an eagle spike, and you were just sort of fishing for a hit, like with this Alex here, right? And, they just like pushing buttons, and you end up hitting them with it, right? And so this gives you the first situation where you're going to find this. It's just going to happen in the course of matches sometimes and not too often. But when it does happen and you do see that roll, you just want to understand that you want to immediately go into a second eagle spike. And so when you go into that second eagle spike, as long as you do it immediately right away after hitting the first one, you're going to get that second hit. And it's going to be about 33% damage, something like that, about a third of their life bar. So really, that's just going to have to sort of be good enough that you get it sometimes. not necessarily planning to get it, but you just managed to get it. And as long as you know like what the next part of the sequence is, this is your safest bet because you can hit this anywhere on the screen. In order to go for that bust into the level 2 and get all those extra hits like I was just showing you, you'd have to actually be like close to the corner, because what's going to happen is if you get that first Eagle Spike and it gets the punish counter roll, and then you try to go and do an EX Spike after that, or you'd say you bust a level 2 and then you try to go into the EX Spike. The EX Spike's not going to hit if you're not close enough to the corner. So it's actually really dangerous to blow a level 2 and go into an EX Spike if you're not sure you're close enough to the corner. So you have to make sure that you're close enough. So what I'm showing you here, this is what you want to do anywhere on screen, right? What you want to do is if you hit them with, the Heavy Eagle Spike, you just want to go and do another Heavy Eagle Spike for the third damage for their life bar. Okay, so one scenario that actually you can do to put yourself in a position to actually fish for this is, as you see here, you can do a target combo, corner carry, into the Heavy Cyclone, shoot forward into the Heavy Kick in the air. And if you do an EX Cyclone after, it's fast enough here because you're about plus 52, I believe, after the Heavy Kick in the air, where the EX Cyclone won't actually hit them before they get up. And if they get up and do something, for example, here like throw, and you're in the middle of pushing the animation for the Eagle Spike, the Heavy Eagle Spike, you should be able to hit them as a punish counter roll. Now, understand here, if you're fishing for a hit, if they push a jab here, the jab's going to be so fast that it's not going to be punishable with a Heavy Eagle Spike with how long it takes for that to come out. If they push like a medium punch, sure, you should be able to hit them with the Heavy Eagle Spike. If they try to throw or something, it should be enough to be able to hit them with the Heavy Eagle Spike. But there's really no danger to you here per se if you do the EX Cyclone, which whiffs, and then you go into the Heavy Eagle Spike, because even if they block when you're fishing, because it's enhanced, it's still going to shoot you to the other side of the screen back, so it's safe for you. So this is one of the situations where you may choose you want to actually fish for this. And if they do push a button, for example, they throw a whiff here, and you hit the Heavy Eagle Spike, they'll shoot you back, and you'll get the punish counter roll. In which case, you could either go into another Heavy Eagle Spike like I was showing you, or if you have the level 2, you could bust that out. And immediately after, if you're fast on the buttons, go into the Heavy or EX Eagle Spike, second EX Spike, and then you catch the level 2, and then another Spike, and more damage after in the form of an EX Mixer, lighter, medium, sky high, the medium punch after. You could do a level 1 super, and that would get you almost 70% damage. This is about 68%, so that's pretty good too. What can end up complicating this is if you're trying to do a setup in advance. For example, if you're using drive meter for like a drive rush to get in, and then you're doing something like a target combo. Now, I've only used one bar there to get the corner carry into the Heavy Kick. So if I was to do the EX Cyclone into the Heavy Eagle Spike, if you've got sort of less meter than full meter when you started trying to do this, you can still do your EX Spikes after the level 2. But if you burn out after the second one, it'll have to be enough damage to catch the level 2 at the end, and then do a light Eagle Spike and do a Heavy Mixer. But even that's going to get you about 60% damage too. So you've got other iterations on this off of the EX Cyclone. If you can get them to push a button and you punish it with the Heavy Eagle Spike, you've got various scenarios here, depending on how much meter you have, that you can take advantage of and get these combos that are damage between 60 to 70%. Another pretty good scenario where you can try to fish for this hit from the punish is if you've got them in the corner and you do a throw, you can do an EX Cyclone after, and it's not really a meaty per se unless they push a button. If they push a button, let's say they like to push lots of buttons. Say they push a button on wake up, you're probably not going to get this. They'd have to try and push another button after. But if you did the EX Cyclone and they pushed a button, they were, overzealous, and then you went into the Eagle Spike after, which is enhanced, you're going to be safe if it pushes you back, even if they do block. But if they push a second button here, you'll get the punish counter roll. And from there, you could do something as simple as go into just another Heavy Eagle Spike if you wanted. As you can see here, you're still going to get that 33% damage. The same scenario here, if you're in the corner and you get the throw, you go for the EX Cyclone. They push a button, they push another button after getting hit. with the EX Cyclone and they go into the roll, right? You can still do that full damage combo too. You can do the level 2 into the EX hits, into the level 2 into the light Eagle Spike. And if you don't want to burn out, you could just do a heavy mixer and you're going to get about 60% damage there. The way that this can work is if they're really overzealous pushing the buttons. If they push a button on the wake up for the EX Cyclone and they push another button when you do the heavy spike, you'll get it. Or if they just block initially the EX Cyclone and then try and push a button after as you're going into the Eagle Spike, again, you're hitting them with an enhanced Eagle Spike, even if they didn't push anything when the EX Cyclone was coming out. So you'll still get that punish counter roll. But again, you know, these situations are always very specific situations where you're really just fishing for something and hoping that they push a button. You really can't like make this punish roll combo happen on your own. You're really reliant on the opponent. You can only set it up and hope to get it, but you're reliant on them to push that button in order to actually get it. Okay, thanks everybody for watching. Hopefully this video was helpful. If you found it useful, please feel free to give it a like if you want. If you are already subscribed to the channel, thanks so much. If you like this content and want more, feel free to subscribe if you want. The next video coming up will be an instructional guide covering how to turn Rashid's defense into offense. That'll be before I go on vacation this week. And look for a couple more videos on top of that before I go. Thanks everybody for watching and take care. See you on the next one.